How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Cooking with Rita and
Aiden.
Today we have some delicious Easter treat for you guys. Easter's right around the corner, so we figured we would make some of our favorite Easter dessert for our brunch. These are recipes, that we make for our family, so we figure why not share it with you guys. So we have a carrot cake, a fudgy chocolate cake, and a lemon raspberry cake.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started.
At this point forward, we're gonna make our carrot cake batter first. We're going to need 1 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of granulated sugar,
1 teaspoon of baking powder,
1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then 2.5 cups of cake flour.
Work on the batter. The carrots you could prepare beforehand and have it ready. So we have 4 large carrots, and then we're gonna grate them.
And from here we're gonna get our cinnamon, about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of allspice, most of 1 nutmeg.
Nutmeg could be overpowering, so control the amount you put in. We personally like it, the taste of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't grate your fingers either.
you've done that before, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more. Alright, that should be good. So we're gonna put this off to the side, and then we're gonna get our mini pecans. And
Toasted.
We're gonna toast them with some brown sugar.
Awesome. Did you put salt in there?
Uh-uh.
All right, let's not forget a teaspoon of salt as well. All right, so while Jay is toasting the pecans, I'm gonna go ahead and grate our carrots real quick. All right, so let's grate away. I'm using the finer side of the grater. I don't want the big chunks, so, and that's preference.
You're running away. And from here, we're going to roughly chop them, so we're not having big chunks when we're eating the cake. Putting the cake together. From here, we're gonna mix everything together, get everything in there, and then we're gonna add, this is half a cup of butter and half a cup of oil. That goes in the middle. And then mixed essence, 1 teaspoon of this. Now we have 4 eggs. Crack them one at a time. Put them in. Wash your hands. You don't want eggs on your hands. Now we start mixing. break up the eggs. And as we mix, we're gonna add our carrots and then our pecan. Alright. Now we're gonna add our 4 carrots into our cake mix. To get all of it in. Don't waste. And give it one big mix. Now we could add our pecans in. We're gonna add half of this now and half add our pecans in. Half of it now, and then we'll save this bit for later. Get all of this mixed in.
That smells so good, Jay.
It does.
It does. All right, while you're doing that, buddy, I'm gonna grab some parchment paper so we could prep our pans.
All right, guys. So we got the pans ready. We got parchment in them. Now we're gonna get the batter. Put half and half. Get a good portion of that in there. And then the rest goes in here. Don't waste any. Just scrape along the sides. Get everything out. Just like so. And then you just
I'll get this out of your way.
get this down, flatten it out. Alright guys, we have our oven preheated to 350 on conventional, and we're going to pop these cakes in there for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Alright guys, so for our next cake, we are making a delicious fudgy chocolate cake. So we're gonna get started with our dry ingredients. And we're going to need 2 cups of flour. We're using cake flour. So we're gonna need 2 cups. Okay, and we're going to need 2 cups of sugar. Normally, I would do 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of granulated sugar, but we're out of granulated sugar, so we're gonna use cups of brown sugar, which Jay already prepped and have ready for me. So it's gonna go right in there. Okay, now that we have our sugar in, we're gonna need some cocoa powder because after all, this is a chocolate cake. So we are using some sweet ground chocolate and then a 1/4 cup of dark. So let's see. I think we have about 1/4 in here, Jay? I think all of it is a 1/4. So we're putting the whole bag in. That should be all of it?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's about right. Okay, so let's put this away, cover our chocolate back up. All right, next we need 1 teaspoon of salt, which Jay kind of put aside here for me. We need 1½ teaspoon of baking powder and 1½ teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, that is it for our dry ingredients. I'm gonna give it a quick mix so we could get everything incorporated, and then we move on to our wet ingredients. And you could also go ahead and sift this. I'm not sifting it right now. I'm just gonna mix it in really well. I've made this fudgy chocolate cake a couple of times, or quite a bit I should say, so I kind of got this recipe down packed the way I do it. But normally for cocoa, you would wanna sift it through so you don't get any lumps in there. Would you agree, Jay?
Yeah.
Cocoa tends to stay in like little balls. But if you clumps, so if you have a good whisker, you could just mix everything in while it's still dry. Okay, so let's put that aside. And for our wet ingredients, we're gonna have 3 eggs. I like to do 1 by 1. Okay, next we're gonna need room temperature, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and I'm using our Caribbean mix essence, which have a lot of different flavors in there, but vanilla works perfectly fine. And then we need a 1/4 cup of butter. Next, we're gonna need 1/2 cup of oil. I like to use olive oil, a good quality olive oil. And 1/2 cup of hot coffee. Are we hot? Let's make sure this is 1/2 cup. Exactly. 1/2 cup of our hot coffee, and then we're gonna whisk all of this together. Everything goes in. And we just mix everything together. Okay, this should be good. We don't want to over mix our batter. And now this is gonna go on a baking sheet. So let's put this aside and prep our sheets. And it goes right in the oven. All right, got our pan. And now it's time to pour everything in and get it in the oven. Okay, and this is a very watery batter, so don't be alarmed or scared that it's, not gonna come out right because it's such a watery batter. But it's gonna be perfect. Just gonna level this out. And this goes right in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. We're gonna keep an eye on it so it's not overcooked or burnt. All right, let's get this in the oven. And our carrot cake is looking good. I think it's ready to come out. So let's switch place. We're gonna put this in. Oh, look at that, perfect. And we move on to the next. All right, guys, so for our next recipe, we are making a lemon raspberry cake. So for that, we're gonna start with 3/4 cups of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 cup of butter. Technical difficulties there. Okay, I just want to get all of our butter out. I could grab a spatula, right? I could grab a spatula. And some lemon zest. And grate it directly into our sugar and butter. Just want to get the whole zest in there, everything. Just kind of wipe everything off. And then I'm just going to mix everything. Kind of massaging our lemon zest into the sugar and the butter. Let's try to get out some of those flavors. Brown sugar could be a little clumpy too, so doing this by hand, kind of break that up. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna need to add in some more of our wet ingredients. Thank you, Jay. We're gonna need 1/4 cup of yogurt. I'm just gonna eyeball this, but A 1/4 cup of olive oil or vegetable oil, whichever one you're using. It's going right in. Okay, next is 4 eggs. I like to crack them individually. What is this black stuff, man? Just in case you get any shells in there like I'm doing right now. These are some large eggs. And then our last wet ingredients is going to be some lemon juice. Thank you, Jay. So we're just gonna squeeze. This is a very large lemon, so I'm gonna squeeze just half of it. We're just gonna give this a quick mix. And now it's time for our dry ingredients. So we need 2 cups of flour. We're gonna put it directly in our batter. Some there too. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. A pinch of salt. And that is it for our dry ingredients. So we're just gonna mix everything in. I do want to add in one extra thing, which is some essence. You could use vanilla. I'm using mix, which have a lot of bold flavors in it, just a tiny bit, and then we mix everything. It smells so good. And that is it. Let's get a baking pan and get this in the oven because I believe our chocolate cake is about finished. All right, we got our pan all lined with some parchment paper. I rubbed some butter around the corner so nothing sticks. We're just gonna go ahead and get our batter in. All right, let's go ahead and give this a nice little shake and right into the oven. Again, same temperature, 350 degrees. Our chocolate cake is ready to come out right now. So let's go ahead and put this in and we're gonna take the chocolate cake out. Oh, look at that, guys. Look at that chocolate cake. Let's put this in first. Let me grab some. What you like?
All right, guys. The carrot cake is finished and time to make our frosting. For that, we'll be needing 1 pack of cream cheese and half a cup of powdered sugar and a little squeeze of lemon.
In goes 1 block of cream cheese, squeeze of lemon, and half a cup of powdered sugar. Put that on. Lock it in.
And just put it on a medium speed until you see it starts getting creamy.
I'm doing 2 spit downs, so the bottom bits could get.
Jay, let's go ahead ahead and take that off.
Alright guys, looks like our cream cheese mixture is finished. I'm gonna check it out.
There you go, buddy.
Cake time. I'm gonna put a thin layer of frosting on there.
Here's your carrots, buddy.
Carrots from earlier. Now we gotta put our pecans in. And get them all around, all the sides. I'm gonna get that really nice crunchy taste or feeling. Get that little bits of caramel with the sugar that we toasted. Now, just gonna get that. Then put the rest of our cream right on top. Most of our cream on top. Now it's time to finish this off. I'm gonna get some carrots, just layer them around, make a big circle. Finally, let's add some of our pecans straight to the middle, forming a small little circle. Just a little rustic cake, nothing fancy. Just something you can make at home with your family. And that's that. Our cake is all finished. Now to the next cake. Alright guys, now it's time to make our frosting for our chocolate cake. Starting off, we'll get half a cup of dark chocolate and half a cup of heavy cream. We're going to boil this down until it's a silky smooth consistency, and then we're going to whip it as soon as it cools down. Now it's time to get into the stand mixer. Got a 1/4 cup of heavy cream in. I'm gonna mix this on a high speed, and then after this is getting whipped and it's almost done, we're gonna add our chocolate mix in there. Next, we'll add our 1/4 cup of powdered sugar in this. Looks like our whipped cream mix is almost finished. Now it's time to add our chocolate in that we had melting. Now I'm gonna remove this bit and then add our chocolate mix in. Sift out a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder to our little mix. And that's why we sift out, because we have so much clumps everywhere. Now we're going to add back our mixing attachment. And we put this on a medium speed.
I'm gonna let this whip until it is light in color and fluffy.
Time to frost our cake so it's nice and cool. Because this is a very big tray, what we're gonna do, I have a big cutting board with some parchment paper. Jay's gonna hold it up, and I'm gonna hold this up. And you ready? We're going to flip. Hopefully it works. It should. Okay, just a little
Little bit.
A little bit. There we go.
Yes.
Look at that. Perfecto. Let's set this aside. Jay, you want to cut it for me? We need equal cuts.
I need the measuring tool.
That one's too... There you go. See how easy that was? This one works better that way, right?
Yeah.
Good job.
So do I.
Good job. Let's move this up and we will frost from here.
F.
Okay, so to get started, pretty simple. We take our frosting, we lay it on, and then we repeat the process. So let's go ahead. Jay did an amazing job preparing this frosting. We just want to push our frosting. If you're using a knife or one of these gadgets that I'm using, I'm not worried about going all the way to the corner because when you layer, it's gonna push it anyways. And if you get it on the side, you could just pull it back. We are not professional bakers or trained bakers. We're mom and son, home cooking and learning everything as we go along. This recipe that we're using is actually a recipe that I got from Brookie. I don't know if you guys have seen her stuff, but I just tweaked it a little and do our version of it. This frosting originally required 1 stick of butter, which is 8 ounces. We opted to skip the butter part, and it still tastes delicious, and it's very fudgy and thick and good.
Next layer.
Next layer. Nice, nice. Don't let the bottom touch. Let me help you so we don't get frosting. Go ahead, pull. Perfect. And we just want to set it in. All right, time for our second layer. Same concept. We want to push it. And then I like to go sideways and side to side. Easy peasy, side to side. I think we need a little bit more here in the corner. See if my left hand. Looks good, guys?
Yeah. It looks yummy already.
Oh, it's yummy, all right. Okay, and it's time for our last. Am I even? Mmm, that's yummy.
Good. It's rolling.
Okay, moving on to our last, or I shouldn't say last, but our top layer. And for this, the top layer, I don't want to get too much on here, just a little bit. And same concept, we're gonna push. What do you think, Jay?
It looks yummy. Can I eat it now?
Absolutely. We're gonna cut it right now. All right, guys, we are on to our next frosting, which is our raspberry lemon cake, which came out perfect. Now we need to make a glaze to go on top and finish it up. So in my bowl, I have some powdered sugar. We're gonna go ahead and squeeze some lemon juice directly into it. And then a little drop of water, just a tiny drop. And then we mix that up. Twist that together. Make sure your powder is all melted. There's no grain. And then I'm gonna grab a piping bag and we're gonna just drizzle some over our cake and finish that up. All right, so into our bag, we're gonna pour in our glaze. Jay, wanna help me? You could also use a Ziploc bag and just clipping the tip of it for this. So Jay's gonna do our frosting. And we're not being fancy. This is...
I am.
You are gonna be fancy, huh? All right, well, go ahead. Wow. That looks good. More in the corner. Are you making something?
I don't know.
Now all we have is some fresh raspberry. So you could put these on however you choose. I'm gonna put them in the center. So these are just simple fun desserts for your Easter brunch, or something you can make any time of the year. Great for entertaining, or just to have with your family on a Sunday morning or afternoon. And that is it for this cake. All right, so let's see if we could manage this. I may need one more spatula. Let's see. It's time to transfer this baby over to our serving bowl. Thank you, Aiden. Okay, that was a little nerve-wracking, but we were able to transfer over. All right, guys, we are finished with all 3 of our cakes that are looking really good. Ta-da! Is that how you do it?
I can't promise that.
All right, guys, so we have prepared all these delicious cake for you guys to try. Is that?
Time to begin.
Now is the best part where we cut it and try it and tell you guys how yummy it is. This way you could go and cook it for yourself or your family. So, Aiden, raspberry?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So excited. Oh, we're gonna need our plate. That's a big slice, buddy. Just move your... There we go. Wow. All right, let's do this. OMG. Look at that, guys. Look at that slice. Look at the texture. It looks
Yummy.
yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, we need one more fork. Here, I'll grab another fork. Ooh, ready? I want some raspberry. Oops, perfect bite. I'm losing all of it. Mmm, so good. Soft, moist,
Lemony.
very lemony. Mmm. Very good, not too sweet. Definitely taste all of those flavors in there. But we got 2 more to try, so let's move along the line, right?
Yeah. Carrot cake now.
Oh, there you go. Cut a smaller slice, please.
This is a bigger cake.
It is a very big cake, so nice, nice. Okay. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's go. You go first. Straight in the middle, huh? Cheers. Right away, you taste all those spices.
The crunchiness from the pecans.
Toasting those pecans with some brown sugar was definitely a plus in this recipe. The tanginess from the cream cheese, the fresh carrots. Oh, I guess Aiden really liked this one. He's going in. Very moist, delicious.
So you could really taste the caramel bits from when I toasted the pecans.
I guess that's gonna be your plate, huh?
Chocolate.
All right, so we're gonna move this over. All right, chocolate is a favorite for a few in our household, especially someone that's behind the camera. So let's go ahead and cut into this and try it out. Jay did a great job with this frosting. Everything is so good. So let's cut straight down. Oh, let me put my board there so we could catch it. Okay, kind of tilt. And then we want to go on. Perfect. You could see all the layers of the chocolates. There you go, buddy. All right, guys, it's time to try our chocolate cake. I'm gonna take a corner. Ooh, get another one. It's okay, get another one. Hurry up.
It's fall.
I know it fell. Cheers, buddy. This is good.
Yummy.
The cake is good, soft, moist, have a good chocolatey, rich flavor. The frosting is delicious. Jay, you did an amazing job on this frosting. You taste so good. This one is special for Daddy, huh? I gotta stop.
Oh, good.
This is so much. This was amazing. All right, guys, I hope you try this recipe with your family and friends and build new memories like we do on everything that we cook. We try to pass our recipes down. So with that being said, I hope you guys like, subscribe, and share. Let us know where you're watching from. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Have a great Easter and see you.
See ya.